So today we are going to be reacting to a bunch of stuff, but first of all, we're going to watch the new Witcher 4 trailer. Now, I am very excited about this game. I adored Witcher 3. I enjoyed Witcher 1. I like the vibe. Witcher 2, the story kind of abruptly ends. It was very clearly experimental, but Witcher 3, CDPR nailed it, right? And the thing that CDPR has proven to be really good at doing is atmosphere. No matter whatever else you have to say about their games, atmosphere, dialogue, story, plot, whatever you want to call it, 10 out of 10. No questions, right? Like, Cyberpunk 2077 was so good with that respect that it literally updated internet slang for like a good few months. And then the same thing happened when Edge Runners came out to an even larger degree because at that point the game was even better. So I have very high expectations for Witcher 4. I expect it to be a good game. I expect it to have good lore, good combat because they've had the time to improve upon the lessons of Witcher 3. Very high expectations. I'm excited to play as Ciri, and I'm excited to get as much fan service as the female fans got when we were playing as Witcher. All right? Because you cannot tell me that all 3 shots of Geralt like this, naked in the shower or in the bath, was necessary for the plot. Okay? That was fan service. I want the exact same treatment as the female fans got now that we're playing as Ciri. All right? And you can tell me, oh, but she was our kid. No, she's Geralt's kid. All right? She's the same age as me. She is a beautiful woman in her 20s. I'm allowed to find her attractive.
Let's go and say it. Never didn't talk about.
That's the wrong fucking thing. There you go.
We felt that this is the moment to tell the story with Ciri.
Absolutely.
She's been through a lot. She has a strong moral compass, I would say, and she can use these emotions to act.
She's always kind of had a much stronger moral compass than Geralt, I think. At least, like from what I saw of the books and the games, it always felt to me as though Geralt was a loner. He was okay doing his own thing, staying out of politics, staying out of people's lives, doing just his job, not like doing anything that meaningful. And becoming involved with Ciri, becoming involved with Dandelion, becoming involved with Yennefer, all of this is what actually caused him to start caring about other people, start actually taking moral stands throughout the world and not just on a personal basis. So I think it's going to be very interesting. I think a lot of people might get upset if we don't get like bad person options. But I think that they'll give us enough because they did it in Witcher 3, right? We were able to even though Geralt is overall a good person, like chaotic good type beat. I think that we'll be able to have room to actually role play as Ciri and make our own decisions.
Ciri is all about becoming the Witcher, and she is very determined to follow this path.
Well, yeah. Of course, she would have to be determined, right? Like, she went out of her way to become a Witcher, right? She has to have gone through the Trial of Grasses because otherwise those potions wouldn't work on her. They'd just kill her or at least, like, do nothing. So she has to have gone through that trial. And that means not only she did something incredibly risky that could get her killed, she also had to go find somebody willing to perform the rite on her.
At the very first meeting with CDPR, I saw like how much you want to ground this story in the past, at the same time giving a start to a new saga.
We were thinking in this story that Mjolnir and Ciri are a little bit mirrors of each other. The traditions of Stromford essentially mean that Mjolnir has to be sacrificed.
Okay.
That's her destiny, and she accepted that destiny. Ciri is known as someone who does not accept destiny. She fights back at it.
Also, throughout Witcher 3, like it's literally just Ciri's plot from Witcher 3, where the Wild Hunt was going to sacrifice her to stop an apocalypse of sorts. So like it mirrors.
Ciri was exactly feeling what Mayoni could feel. Even just looking at her, hearing, her voice trembling when she goes, I shall be, the bringer of salvation. And you can hear that
Yeah, she's
there is
terrified.
beauty in that. There is something you grew up with. There's something you should do, but like deep inside, you know that this is bad. So they have a
Yeah, she's
very
terrified.
brief interaction in the woods when she says like, save yourself, right? That this is something that your older sister would say, your friend, you're someone.
I mean, or just the Witcher that is about to fight a monster in your name. Unless they're gonna like turn Mione into like a long-running character and not just a random throwaway for the trailer, which is what I thought it was gonna be.
Close to you. Just from this brief interaction, she can exactly know what she is feeling, and she's like, your life is more important than those stupid superstition that your village grew up with.
Wait, no, what am I saying? Like, she's not gonna be a long-running character. She dies at the end of the trailer. What the fuck am I talking about? He
One
fucking
of
shank
the
her.
really important things was for the viewers to feel as Ciri would feel, so you could see how the story unfolds together with her and get the same emotional flow as she would get as she was.
I think Ciri is actually a perfect character for that sort of thing because she has so much more context than literally anyone else, right? She spent most of her teenage years and young adult years traveling through the plains, encountering all sorts of things. She canonically went to the realm of cyberpunk. She's been through, she's seen all of it. She knows that a lot of this stuff is just stupid. And on top of that, she's got a very good execution, even in her own setting as a Witcher. So, yeah, I think that having Ciri being one of very few characters in the world that has modern sensibilities is a very good way to tell the story.
Trying to fix the issue of the village. The way she kills the monster, the way she reacts to the people killing Mayoni, it's different than what Geralt would do. She lives through these emotions, she's connected with herself.
It's all we wanted. We're to go to the woods, to go to the god.
We always try to walk around Slavic style and be coherent with Sapkowski's book. I believe the style for characters, faces, hairstyles. You can find this kind of faces somewhere in the villages there and there. That's why it's very important to see the range of possibilities in the whole Central Europe.
Just the ambiguity of the whole story itself, I think it also plays very much to the way Sapkowski was crafting his Witcher stories. And it's also very in our Eastern European mentality that
If only the Witcher series had, given a shit about being true to Central Europe. Isn't Remnant just Dark Souls with guns? Yes. Also, instead of undead, it's like wood monsters. At least the first one was. But if the Witcher series had given a shit about European lore, Eurofantasy, and like Central Europe as like a setting for a fantasy story, their show would have been so much more successful instead of just making it as multicultural as America.
like those shades of gray everywhere and not clear choices and the famous lesser evil.
It was a huge project. From the beginning, from the story that we created with our director and with CDPR team, and then the huge mock-up session. It lasted for like 14 days. A lot of people were engaged, and I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't be this amazing
Which
if we
is an
hadn't
amazing
had
story.
such
Yes, it
an
does.
amazing crew.
Also, like, holy shit, the first woman they put on the screen immediately starts just cooking, right? Like, the work is amazing, the crew is amazing, we worked on this for 14 days, the mocap was awesome. It's like, immediately she just started cooking. I like that. I like it. I like it. Like, every time that you see one of these, and when they put a woman talking about this stuff, you know that people are going to have a visceral reaction one way or the other, right? And especially nowadays with how everything has become super politicized. So the decision to have a woman speaking is going to be an important decision to make. And what she says and how she says it is very important. I think she showed up, delivered what she had to deliver regarding the work, and flawless, right?
We want you as a viewer to get really into this world, to get close to these characters, to understand what they're going through, because this world is brutal, it's visceral, it's grounded, and we want you to feel it.
The whole idea for the trailer was that we want to have natural looking camera, not artificial one, not CGI. That's why we decided to record all
Shake
those
cam.
virtual cameras on stage and then later use it.
In a trailer, for example, when you see Ciri, when she enters the fog, you can see that she's confused, that she doesn't know where to look, that the camera is more aggressive with motion, and we wanted to express more of this confusion. We wanted to have this glimpse of truth in it.
But also there are scenes when magic happens, and then we want to switch from those handheld cameras to more like creative one.
The style completely changes, so we go with cranes now, we go with dollies.
That was quite a lot of work to animate them properly and have this magical feeling to them.
Honestly, in terms of the camera work, it was really good. Like the jump from what it seems to be like a manual camera, like the shaky cam to like make it feel as though it's very hectic, to almost flowing with the it was really good. It's the sort of thing that like when it's well done, you don't even notice it being done. It's a thankless job, right? If it's well done, most people won't notice. If it's poorly done, everybody notices, right? So, you know, props to them. Big props.
They are no longer handheld, they are all created by the animators. There are these nuances that we really want to take care of and to make it feel really like a movie.
We organized 3 shooting days with rented movie gear. We had lenses that we picked before, and we gathered lots and lots of shots with different features on it, like distortions, lens flares, bloom, how the bokeh behaves. Based on that, we could really create digital representation of those lenses, gathering all those features so we can really have something unique, and I'm pretty glad about it because this was something...
The landscapes they picked are gorgeous, though. Like this, I look at this forest and I go, ah yes, Euro fantasy. Like, that's the tree where Boromir died. That's the tree where, fucking... There's where you fight your first Shadow Beast in Gothic 1. You know, that sort of thing, right? This type of forest is so endemic to Euro fantasy that it's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, I think pretty extraordinary in a gaming engine.
My favorite part is the beginning, essentially. It's where
Because there's
we
a naked
parallel
woman. Makes sense.
the traditional preparations that Mjolnir goes through, and then the Witcher preparations that Ciri goes through.
For the Mjolnir, we got a more pleasure to eye color palette and a bit warmer. But for the Ciri, we set up our environment darker and more moody. We wanted to create a bit more mysterious mood, which allows us to create.
And I love the outfit that they got for Ciri, by the way. It's very clearly based off of her alternate outfit from Witcher 3. A little bit more complete, obviously, but it looks so good.
More dense atmosphere and bring to the table a bit different story, because at the end, both of characters having a unique story behind preparation.
Ciri is watching Jivan saying goodbye to Mjolnir, saying about destiny, saying that she was kind of born almost, meant to make it, right, kind of save them.
It was really important for us to actually write this monologue in a way that Geralt could have said that about Ciri as well.
I think that's relatively easy to do, right? If you have a kid, but you also feel as though you have to give that kid up for whatever reason, it's very easy to put yourself in the shoes of somebody who is able to write that level of dialogue, right? Like if you get a dad who's had to lose a kid to talk about that, you'll see that this is just exactly the same. It's exactly the same vibe between Geralt and the guy. Like I think yeah, it's really good.
Dearest daughter, I've watched ye grow from a devilishly curious child.
Like a father who's
remarkably
going
young
away
man.
for work or whatever, like he's not going to be able to see the kid again for a very long time. Or, you know, the kid is going to go, like, the kid's going to join the army and they're going to be away from home for, you know, months, if not years at a time. Like, this is the exact type of thing that that a father would write.
With much grace, wisdom, and kindness.
That makes me emotional because this is also something that she was fighting her entire life. Almost all the time, someone wanted something from her.
We created a physical representation of Bauk's shoulders and his attacking arms, and having 4 operators, we kind of recreated the whole monster. On the screen, we saw in real time a moving Bauk. We created Witcher-style sequence, just practice it a couple times. We practiced how to move the Bauk, how
I'm trying to see, like, is it just me, or does the sword prop have like runes on it? Because if so, that's such nerd shit.
And it worked beautifully.
Or is it just a line, or is it like an actual? No, that is a Witcher sword that she's got in her hand. These fucking nerds. These fucking nerds.
When it comes to
out here
cooperation,
doing
like,
mocap with a fucking Witcher sword.
from the animation perspective, we did start with animation guideline for the Bauk. I've known Bauk for a while, and I kind of found a way to divide him into 3 specific parts. So when it comes to the head, for us, it's kind of like a goblin head on a neck of a snake. The front arms are as similar to jaguar as possible, while the pincers are literally scorpion claws, and the tail and the back legs are literally dinosaur. And because of that,
That
we're
thing
able to
looks
actually
hideous.
create this kind of animation bible
love it.
for the Bauk. And then it kind of allowed us to really quickly build this common language to make sure that what we animate at CD Projekt is actually as close as possible to what you see in the trailer.
Journey with Unreal Engine was wonderful.
Holy Yapatron,
We were able
true.
to have much more tries and instant preview and much more iterations to get to the proper final result.
Call me Yapatronus Prime, the way I be yapping.
She were to go to the wood.
Oh my god, it's the woman that all the people who who got mad about series original model wanted. Just no fucking facial detail. Just fucking 2006 Lara Croft.
The chosen one. His tradition.
Well, the first thing that puts a smile on my face is the runtime, of course. I'm really glad we could pull up 6 minutes so that even if you don't know anything about The Witcher, you can just play it, watch it, and it's a short story that's understandable from the start to finish. I love the slow burn, which is something very unique
That's not her. I mean, that is Siri.
for a game trailer, I would say.
That's good concept art.
Every
Wait, I love that. I love the face of, oh, fuck.
Every movie that we do, our goal is to have the best knowledge of the IP, to stay true to the IP, to understand the vision of the developers, also the purpose of the asset that we're creating. Knowing the Witcher universe inside out is a key to do something that feels equally original as well as true to its foundation.
Old as hot.
This
Yeah.
trailer is an adaptation.
Like the Siri that they put in the trailer just looks gorgeous. Like I saw a lot of people getting mad about it, and it made no sense to me because I generally could not piece together what they were saying was unattractive about her. Like the jawline, it wasn't even that big of a jawline. Like you want to talk about a man jaw, you know, you look at this. You look at this. This is a man jaw right here. Ciri didn't have a manly jaw at all.
Adaptation of a story that we actually want to tell in the game, we're not going to give you a black or white situation. We expect you to consider some situations, make some tough choices, and as an example, that situation that may happen after the trailer is over is such a tough choice.
Go to the gods.
Gods? There are no gods here. There are only monsters.
I'm not gonna lie. I too would kill a random village girl if it got Ciri to look at me like this. Bottom line, this game is, I don't know, right? We haven't seen literally anything about the game yet. Apparently there's a new look for her that people are claiming, but it seems to just be like a still of the original model, so I'm not even gonna bother with that. Overall, I do think that CDPR has kind of earned the trust of the fans with regards to, you know, giving them some grace as to whether or not they're going to do a good job creating a new game, right? Especially with Witcher 3 and CDPR's Cyberpunk 2077, right? Like, these were games that shone so brightly when it comes to the story, when it comes to just the whole atmosphere, the RPG aspect to it. Did the gameplay have some flaws for Cyberpunk? Absolutely. Did the graphics have some flaws for Witcher 3? Absolutely. Were there things to be improved? Yes. However, the game was still amazing. And pretending otherwise is just silly. So I believe that Witcher 4 is going to come out, and it's going to be good. It might be Cyberpunk 2077 good, which means that story's really good, but gameplay is trash, in which case I'll probably hold off on buying it for a few months. But other than that, I'm expecting the game to be good. What do you guys think? Let me know. Drop a like, dislike, sub, follow the Discord, follow Twitch, do all that stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Cheers.